Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. We've got 3 stories for you today. In the first one, an entitled Karen threatens to burn OP's house down because she doesn't like their pets. In the second one, a crazy mom and her crazy kid intentionally try to injure other kids while sledding. And in the last one, entitled aunt and cousin freak out at OP because they're jealous about her art. And if you'd like to see more, consider hitting that subscribe button, or else Vaping Fedora Guy might visit you in your dreams tonight. This one's called Karen Neighbor Threatens to Burn Down My House Because of My Pets. Hello all, welcome to another crazy Karen story. To start this off, I have some unconventional pets. Tarantulas, snakes, a spoiled mouse, and some conventional pets, cats and dogs. As such, I've gotten a lot of pushback from entitled people. However, this last interaction takes the cake. I was out walking one of my dogs when I heard screaming coming from a few houses down. When I got closer, I found out it was my new neighbor screaming at Ray, the pest control guys. This woman is a shorter Hispanic woman with short, brightly colored hair. Spit was practically flying from her mouth. A young bored-looking boy stood in the doorway of the house. When Ray sees me, he waves me over quickly. Ray says, "Look, miss, OP here can tell you we were just walking around the house to do pest control. We've been hired by the HOA. Ray practically sobs. So I say, "Hi, Ray really does work for the HOA as pest management. However, if you don't feel comfortable with Ray or his company being around your house, you can just tell them to mark you down as a skip." I shrug, understanding not everyone is comfortable with people walking around their homes. "Yes, I don't want those people walking around my house. My sweet baby was playing outside and he scared him," Karen screams. Ray looks so relieved for a split second. "Yes, miss, we can certainly put you on the skip list. Or even as a partial skip like OP does," Ray offers. "A partial skip?" Karen asks, confused. "Yep, I have some exotic pets that are sensitive to the spray they use, so they skip the window to their room," I told her with a smile. "Exotic pets?" the boy says, peeking up. I smiled, going into full teacher mode. I explained that I have many different kinds of pets. I told them that I take in a lot of specialty pets that people buy before doing the research on. Or since COVID hit, I've been getting a lot of animals from people who have moved back in with their parents and couldn't take their animals with them. The more I talk, the more excited the boy looks, and the more horrified the mother does. "Wait," she interrupts, "what kind of monsters are you keeping?" "Excuse me? They're not monsters, they're just awesomely uncommon pets," I snapped, slightly annoyed. "Snakes? Spiders? They are monsters. How can you keep them? I would just burn the whole house to the ground and take the loss," Karen screeches. Now, something you should know is that as a child, I did in fact have a house burned down. Both my parents were badly burned and spent months in the hospital. My brother and I had nowhere to go as none of my family could or would take us in. The firefighters ended up cleaning out a back room at the station and let us live there for a month before my mom was released from the hospital. So the threat of going through that again shook me to my core. That kind of joke isn't funny. You wouldn't say that to someone who owns a dog or a cat, so don't say that to me. I've been through the aftermath of losing a house to a fire, so it's not something to use as an empty threat. I snarled at Karen. She sniffs and tosses her nose into the air. "Who said it was an empty threat?" she snips at me. Everyone froze. I can't imagine what my face must have looked like. Ray looked between us and took a step away from me. "It better be, Karen, because I have enough cameras that alert me if anyone steps onto my property. I also have enough ammo to bring down a small army. Take from that what you will," I snarled, grinning like a shark. "Was that a threat?" Karen gasps. "As long as you don't plan to follow through with yours, I won't be forced to follow through with mine," I grin sharply. She storms back up the drive, leaving her now wide-eyed son behind. As she slams the door, Ray jumps. "Well, that wasn't how I expected this day to go," he sighs tiredly. I just nod. The kid looks at me sheepishly before shyly asking, "Could I hold one of your snakes and see your spiders? Talk to your dad when he gets home, and if he says yes, y'all can come over and hang out," I tell him, still trying to calm down. I know I probably didn't handle it the best, but when she was talking about burning the house down, I just thought back to trying to drag my autistic brother out of the house, not knowing if my parents were even still alive. I could still practically smell the burning wood and feel the burns I got on my back from trying to shield my brother flare up. The fear of that happening again was heart-stopping. Update, the kid came over and had a blast, fell in love with some of the noodles, and Dad asked if he could help with my snakes to see if maybe he could get one in the future, so he is fostering my corn snake. So the way I see it is it was kind of an empty threat. I honestly don't think Karen is actually going to burn OP's house down, but it was still a very snide remark and brought up very traumatic memories for OP. And even after OP told her that and that it's a sore spot that shouldn't be joked about, she still couldn't be bothered to care. So I think the real weight of this story is how it affected OP. I hope this wasn't too anticlimactic for you guys, but I still found it an interesting story. This story is called Entitled mother attempts to get my cousin seriously injured. So a couple days ago, my aunt and uncle were going out of town for 2 days and couldn't find a babysitter for my 8-year-old cousin. I of course offered to watch my little cousin because I love him and he's awesome. We mess around the house for a little bit, playing his Xbox and watching TV. After lunch, he tells me that he wants to go sledding. I called my aunt and she said that was fine. Near our school, there's a huge pile of dirt, and when it builds up enough snow, it's a popular sledding spot around town. Everyone around is pretty nice in general, and it's a fun place. We slide down a few times and have lots of fun. Enter entitled mom and her terrible offspring. Entitled mom is the perfect Karen preset with the blonde haircut and the look that says F you all. Entitled mom looks at the people waiting patiently in line along the hill, grabs her child's hand, and trots up to the top of the hill, cutting in front of a bunch of people. People don't really do anything except give her dirty looks. I just decide to ignore it and began to push my cousin to start sledding. He slides down, laughing and yelling excitedly. Afterwards, we move to the side of the hill so we don't get hit and drink some hot cocoa to take a break. Entitled mom pushes her kid down on the sled. The kid then leans toward the side in the middle of riding and tries to hit people who are walking across the hill to move. They all carefully walk out of the way and nothing too bad happens. After about this kid's 4th run, he begins to aim for my cousin. I pull my cousin out of the way just in time before entitled kid hits him. When entitled mom tries to come get her kid and take him back up the hill, I try to confront entitled mom. I say, "Hey, ma'am, can you please watch your kid?" Entitled mom gives me a dirty look. F off, B-word. I go back to my cousin and let him watch my phone while he drinks his cocoa. I see entitled mom at the top of the hill saying something to the kid, then pushes the kid's sled really hard. The kid then changes his course towards me and my little cousin. This time I was fast and moved my cousin, then pushed entitled kid away, causing him to flip over and wipe out. The kid then cries really loud, even though he just fell over and got his head bonked by a sled. Entitled mom storms down the hill and begins screaming at me. "You effing B-word! You could have just killed my son, you effing worthless piece of crap!" I respond, "You were trying to kill my cousin using your effing kid." Entitled mom proceeds to call me many curse words that I don't feel like writing out. At this point, my cousin is shaking with tears rolling down his face, and I just decide to get up and leave. Entitled mom then shouts, "Get the F back here! I'm not done with you!" I flip her off and pack my cousin into the car. Later that evening, I found out from some neighbors that that was not the first time she tried to pull that crap. Neighbors told me that her and her kid get a pretty good kick out of it, and she deliberately tells her kid to try to hit them. I wish I could say there was a happy ending here, like entitled mom gets 20 to life in prison or something, but there's not. Sometimes I see her walking around the neighborhood and try to avoid her. So this is a regular thing for this mom and kid. Just another normal day on the sled hill. "Hey son, wanna go sledding and try to injure some kids?" "Yeah mom, that sounds like fun." "Okay honey, today you're gonna be mommy's little kamikaze pilot. Now go plow into some kids like your life depends on it." "Wow, this is so fun mommy, I like injuring people." That's my boy. This story is called Entitled Mom Says She Will Sue Me for Stealing Her Baby's Art. This is a text exchange that I copied and pasted right from my text. I'm 17 and entitled cousin is 19, both female. Remember that part listening to this, guys, the cousin is 19. I posted a picture of my drawing on Instagram, then it automatically gets reported for fraud. The following exchange then happens. Entitled cousin says, "Are you effing serious?" I ask, "What?" "You know that I also draw, so do thousands of other people, entitled cousin." Entitled cousin responds, "You can only paint. I am the only person in the family that can draw animated or digital." "What?" Laughing emoji. "Okay, listen, this is getting stupid. You got what you wanted, and I deleted my TikTok. You're not just going to attack me because of the fact that I also draw." Entitled cousin replies, "I'm going to tell my mom, because she doesn't think you should be an artist either. My mom says that I am the only artist in the family." Entitled cousin again, "I'm going to tell my mom." I say, "You are 19? Entitled aunt then texts me. Aunt says, "Peyton, this is entitled aunt. I think this is really getting out of hand. Entitled cousin is really upset. I won't tell your parents as long as you agree to not sell that drawing. You are going to ruin entitled cousin's chances of becoming an artist. Please just take that into consideration. She is older than you. Therefore, she chose to be an artist before you did. You will always have to be in second place. I'm sorry, that's just how social conduct works." I say, "All right, entitled aunt." What's sad is I know that entitled cousin actually had to have her mom text me because she doesn't know what half of those words mean. Well, this has been a nice conversation. I shall be telling my parents about this interaction. Then it went quiet for a bit. Then I got this last text that I was not expecting. Entitled Aunt says, Peyton, you cannot sell your art of animated characters because that's what Entitled Cousin does. How dare you draw Stitch? You cannot make drawings of Entitled Cousin's favorite Disney character and sell it because if you sell it, you will have to give the money to Entitled Cousin. You do not have the right to take business away from my child because she deserves it more than you. I say, Entitled Aunt, I made a poster. I can sell it if I want to. And no, I do not have to give the money to your daughter. I shall be selling the drawing for $20-ish and you won't see a cent. Please leave me alone and I will be telling my parents about this. She replies, I will sue you because that money belongs to my child, not you because you stole her art. I stopped responding. What the hell? The entitlement is real. God help me. Just an FYI, I don't actually plan on selling this art. If you DM, I will offer you something else because of Disney rights. Update. I told my cousin about the fact that so many people wanted to buy it and she freaked out. I just got this message. Cousin says, did you sell it? Because you owe me the money from it. You are so spoiled. You do not deserve to have the money. You cannot even draw. God, you're such a pain because you have absolutely no right to take that money away from me. She blocked me. Okay guys, this is insane. The entitlement of this aunt and the cousin is just on a whole other level. It's unbelievable how incredibly mad they actually got over this. I just can't even comprehend it. Also, I want to read this comment here. This guy says, the only entity that will likely sue you and win would be Disney. I've heard they can be pretty hardcore about intellectual property. You can draw it personally to your heart's content, but if you make money by selling a drawing, be careful. And that comment actually reminded me of something that I read about Disney a while back, which is pretty despicable. So I looked it up to remind myself, and Disney reportedly refused to allow a grieving father in England to place an etching of Spider-Man on the grave of his 4-year-old son, because Disney said it wants to preserve the innocence and magic of the company's characters. And this kid in question actually died of a rare genetic disease, and Spider-Man was apparently one of his favorite things in the world, and Disney's like, nope, not gonna happen. This was r/entitled parents. Drop a like if you enjoyed and subscribe to see more videos. Thanks for watching everyone. Stay beautiful. I'll see you next time.